On a vacation excursion, some tourists walked 7 miles on a nature path and then hiked 12 miles up a mountainside. The tourists walked 3 miles per hour faster than they hiked. The total time of the excursion was 4 hours. At what rate did the tourists walk? Let's take a look at the information that we know. We know that the nature path walk was 7 miles. And the rate, we don't know, so we'll call that R. Time in this case we can find from the equation distance equals rate times time. If you divide both sides by the rate, the time is the distance divided by the rate, which would be 7 over R. On the mountain hike it was 12 miles and the rate was 3 miles per hour slower than what we walked. So that would be R minus 3. So the time would be 12 over R minus 3. Together, both of these events took 4 hours. So the time for the walk plus the time for the mountain hike would equal 4 hours. If we solve this equation, we'll know the rate at which we walk, which makes it so we can find the rate at which we hike also. So let's go ahead and solve this. Our common denominators are times R minus 3. So let's multiply by that. We have R times R minus 3 multiplied by our first term, which is 7 over R, plus the R times R minus 3 times our next term, 12 over R minus 3. And that equals R times R minus 3 times our final value of 4. If we go back and cancel, these r's will cancel, and when you distribute your 7, you get 7r minus 21. Here the r minus 3's cancel, and r times 12 is 12r. And that's going to equal over here, when we multiply, we'll get 4r squared minus 12r. We now need to simplify. 7r and 12r is going to be 19r. We've got our minus 21 equaling our 4r squared minus 12r also. If we subtract 19 from both sides, that will make this disappear. You're left with the negative 21 equaling 4r squared. When you subtract 19 here, you get minus 31r. Now if you add 21 to both sides, you'll get 0 equals 4r squared minus 31r plus 21. You have a choice now of factoring by grouping or factoring by guess and check. When you factor, you will come up with 4r minus 3 times r minus 7. And that's going to equal 0. If we set each of these factors equal to 0, you'll have 4r minus 3 equaling 0. Or another possibility for a solution would be r minus 7 equaling 0. Here, if you solve for r will be 3/4. Here, if you solve for r would equal 7. Now, we need to figure out which one is the rate for which you walk. Well, the rate at which you hike is 3 slower than these. If you go 3 slower than this, you have a negative rate. We can't have that. So the rate at which we walk is 7 miles per hour, and the rate at which we hike is going to be 3 miles per hour slower, which is 4 miles per hour.